What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to our miserable little part. Look at this guy right here. He's just like, oh, he's so upset right now with the way things are going. Unfortunately, the morale has been poor no matter how I try and fix it, and I just don't have the time to sit around for days and days and days keeping it up. Unfortunately, I don't have time to have my party get it up. So, in the last episode, we had tried to be pragmatic about all of our decisions, but unfortunately, things had not gone very well. We're going to get back on the road today, and I'm going to pet the woolly thing of travel. The Yaks. I should know their names by now, but whatever. We haven't fought a battle in like probably 30 to 45 minutes of gameplay. We only have 8 days of food left, and we're crossing what looks like an enormous mountain range. Hopefully we make it to Grofheim before something terrible happens. You hear a whistle on the wind and spot a long line of varl far up ahead, heading towards you. Behind them is a swarm of dredge and a trail of bodies leading off into the distance. Get down here, barks Crewmere. Okay, the party's just like, let's go. That's kind of funny that it didn't just like cut to a battle or anything. Don't let them spread out, shouts the lead varl as you approach the battlefield. Soon you almost regret finding yourself fighting alongside them, facing off against a daunting number of dredge. Dredge line the battlefield. It looks like there's 169. We outnumber them at least. There's evenly matched forces. Let's go ahead and we're going to charge in this case. Yep. That's my favorite option anyways. I'm going to be totally fair with you guys and just say that headbutting things to death, it's that old, I don't know if anybody's ever watched Mike Myers stand up, but he talked about like the Scottish martial art of Fukyu. That's basically, I practice that quite frequently. You can go ahead and Google it. You should give your money to Mike Myers' video instead of having me plug the whole thing. Who do I want to bring in this battle? We've got Crewmere, Fasolt. Alright, so I've got a bunch of people that I haven't used yet. Then again, I suppose, let's bring Alette, Rook, Trigvi, Hogan, Ivor. I like the group that we have right now. We could bring Onif along, but since this is one of the big battles that's evenly matched, I think I'm going to try and save some of our rank 1 people for later. I would like to, let's bring Crewmere. I'd like to bring 2 varl instead. We'll leave the Thrashers out for now. I want to see what he does. So let's get here into combat. Get ye here into combat. Not really sure what we're going to be up against. These battles, I never have any idea what to expect from these battles. Sometimes we go up against things that are really, really easy, and then other times we have battles that are really tough. It just sort of depends. This looks like it's going to be a nasty group. Wow. Okay. Well then. How do I want this deployment to go? I should have brought my A-team. We're going to have to play this one carefully. Especially considering the deployment plan that they have here. God. Well then, let's go ahead and gather all of our humans up in the back. So humans, you are with me. Now that our Eggle goes first, so I need to shift him. Hold on. There we go. Forgot about that. Now what we'll do is we'll have these guys sort of situate themselves over here, I guess. This isn't going to be pretty, though. This is going to be a bad fight for us. In fact, I think we're probably going to lose. If I had to render judgment as to how this was going to go, just kind of quantitatively looking, I shouldn't have brought him along. I should have brought my Thrasher. But anyways, let's go. And the battle is off. Who's first? Looks like the dude in the back is first, so he may get a shot off on Ivor, unfortunately. I'm going to have to make good use of his battering ram ability to keep people up and out of our faces over the course of the battle. What I'd really like to do is do kind of a 1-2 punch where he stabs him, knocks him back, Ivor comes in and knocks him back even further. I don't know if that would work out, but it says if they move, they lose health, so... Let's go ahead and we're going to step him... Let's step him off to the side a little bit. So we're already set here taking damage, unfortunately. And since they're already on top of us, part of me... holding up in a corner isn't really an option because they have such a dominance of the battlefield right now. That it makes me feel a little nervous. I could battering ram him... I'm going to pull back into a defensive line, I think. What's his armor break ability? He can do 3 armor. Select 1 adjacent ally to move next in initiative. Really? It's kind of an interesting ability, so he can trade his turn for somebody else's. These big dudes out here are going to be a problem for us, so let's get started. I mean, I'm terrified to start doing anything here, really. But we are going to have to bash some armor. I mean, there's a lot of armor in this force. We've got 42 combined armor, a bunch of little guys around, so I'm going to pull him back for the time being. She could take a shot at him, but instead I'm going to have her move, and we're just going to corner up hard on this one. We're going to turtle like crazy. I would like to make a move after him, though, with Trigby, because that's what he's great for, is hunting down these guys. Alright, so we're in a little bit better of a situation right now. I mean, his strength is already being wheedled down pretty rapidly. That's okay. We're just going to use battering ram on him anyways. So much strength on those big guys. What do I want to do with Rook? Well, I suppose with Rook, we'll shoot a shot over here, and we'll just get started with the armor sundering. His turn's going to largely be a waste because he can't get at us. With Ekkel, what I'd prefer to do over here is before he starts taking too much armor damage, I want to make use of his ability. So let's stick him out in the front, and we'll stonewall him. Got some explosives on the ground now, which we're going to have to deal with really, really soon. And let's start thinking about... Battering ram's not going to be useful for us right now. Let's knock his strength down a tad. Resisted damage right there. He's going to be able to do... He's got 11 versus 13. He'll take 2 strength if he goes for that. Or he could get over here, and he could render this guy sort of useless. But what's his movement looking like? So no matter what I do, I'm probably going to end up surrounded by the big dudes in the next turn. And I'd like to keep my archers away from it so that we can sunder that armor. Maybe swing him down and in here, and maybe have him run down some of the archers in the back. Either way, he's going to have to move. I'm going to take him down this way. He'll act as a bait for this guy, hopefully. I'm going to blow all of his willpower now. Because I simply just don't feel like dealing with it later. He went after who I was hoping he might go after, which is really, really good for us, actually. Oop, not thread the needle. Nope, nope, nope. We just want an attack. And then we want an attack with full force, too. We need to get that armor gone and away. 19 armor is a lot of armor to have to deal with. So there's 4 right there. He's down to 15. In the next turn, we should be able to get him a little bit lower. We got some splash damage, too, which is nice. Well, his armor sundering is only 1, so I don't want to send him into the front lines. Let's move him along the edges over here. And since he's not running anybody down over here, I'm going to send him off back in over here to fight with them. I mean, I know I'm abouting face, or pulling an about face right in the middle of combat, which is bad. It's not something that I would recommend here. But you gots to do what you gots to do. Who's up next? Him? Okay. He's not a concern anyways. This gentleman is. And he is way down the line, so I'm going to be able to use a knockback there before anything terrible happens. So what we'll do is we'll move him back and behind slightly. Keep our archers nice and safety safe. And we'll take a shot at the big armored brute in the front for another 4. The  4 is going to be 4 damage. 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 4 bit of damage done on that side. Let's make a hole, and we'll start working on this guy. No, I'm going to save his willpower for later, just in case. We are going to have to use his ability at some point. And when it comes down to it, he can last a lot of turns on that special ability if he has to. I'm going to kill off one of the big boss men first, I think. Well, we could go battering ram on this side to get him away from her, which is what I'm worried about. So we'll do that. Didn't do a lot of armor damage, but it did get him the hell away from our units, so that's fine. He's running away now, which is not such a terrible thing. He's behind the 8-ball a little bit with both of these big guys, though. Let's pull a little bit of a retreat right now with him. Is it the best idea? Maybe not. But then again, we'll see how this distributes the battlefield later on. She just took 1 damage. I'm going to kill him on this turn, I think. So we'll scoot her back a tad. And we'll take the shot. My decision-making process right there. I know you guys are always cautioning me against killing things, but I do want to explain my decision-making process right there. Essentially what I had decided to do was that in that case, I wanted to kill him off simply because he can be sundering armor, which is a big issue for us right now. When you're outnumbered, I definitely think it's probably a good idea to kill people off, but when you're not outnumbered, when you're about even, then you want to start keeping people alive. So that's a little bit a look into my strategy, if it can be called such a thing. Oh good, we've drawn them back. That's very, very nice. So let's continue working that armor. Archers right now are doing a fantastic job making sure the enemy's armor has been eliminated. We've got Eggle now ready to go. They're at 13 strength. He's at 13 strength. He can tank these guys. He can realistically tank them both with his ability, and so that's what I'm going to go for. We'll stonewall him right here. And hopefully he'll marginalize any amount of damage they try and deal, just like so, actually. We'll bring Ivar down this way to form a little bit of a blockade, because they can't go around this way without shifting their forces. And on this guy right here, we'll start off with a little bit of the old sundering armor. So he's down to 15 now. Getting a little bit of a bounce too, which is always good. 4 armor lost right there, though. That's bad. That's a painful hit that we just took. And now he can join the fight perfectly in formation, exactly how I wanted to use him anyways. So let's blow a bit more, and they're down to 12. A nice deflection right there. We're going to have her continue. By working that armor one more time. And that's going to put him down into the reaches where we can actually dig him out of this whole thing. These things are pretty much big blocks of armor. They're scary. They're tough to deal with sometimes, but if you can get that bounce going around in between things, I think it works out in your favor. He's got 2 willpower left. He can make a run on that archer right now. Instead, I think I'm just going to let him wait a little bit. I'm not really under any pressure right now. We're doing a pretty good job at holding back a superior force, so I'm not feeling as though I need to make any kind of drastic decisions at the moment. A nice knockback right there, though, that does split up the battlefield and kind of change the way that we're going to be interacting with the rest of the fight. I'm going to have him take a 4 damage shot right there, just to get, since armor got reduced a lot in that fight. Let's go ahead and knock him back a tad. Yeah, we're about to lose Ivar, unfortunately. So it's time to maybe think about focusing on some of these archers then, since Trigby hasn't been able to get around the horn and handle it at all. How much willpower does he have? Let's have a look here. He's got 1 remaining. Oh, he can't use exertion anyways. Okay. Well, then I think what I'll do in this case... let's work the big guys. They've still got a lot of strength remaining. Alright, and a man down right there. Try and drop a 5er right there. Unfortunately, that knockback they did, it did a pretty tremendous job of ensuring that we don't have a lot of armor to play with. going to shoot a shot from here to lower his damage a tad, because his damage is in a rough way. She's got 2. Let's go ahead and give her that extra one that we earned, just to make sure that we can do a little bit better with him. Putting him down to 4 strength is a better plan than putting him down to 3. Alright, friend, and it's time for you to vanish. And so that's 2 archers that have mostly been handled. Who's remaining at full health? That's what's concerning me right now. So let's go ahead, and he's going to be our next victim. We want to get him down to 4 strength. And with nobody remaining now, we can start working on these guys. Let's take Eggle. And given the turn order, I think I've got a little bit of extra space to start working some of these extra guys. Let's get him a kill. Oh, never mind. That's not going to work. It's only got 3 strength left, 8 armor. We'll take a chance. 60%, whatever. It's a little bit better than 50-50, and it might work. And it did. So, sometimes you gamble and win, sometimes you dance with the devil and you lose. You never know. Let's kill off this remaining big guy, since everybody else is wounded. 10 damage, really. She's really stepping up her A game right now. Down he goes. And that's earned another promotion for our dear, dear friend. I think I was just using Ursa wrong in previous episodes. That being said, I think I may try and help out Ursa in the next little bit. We may, when we get back to our other party, we'll start using her and seeing if we can level her up as an armor breaker. Because having a nice armor breaker around is never a bad thing. Looks like it's Trigvy's turn. Who's the best target here? Let's kill off this guy. Yikes. Nasty little bit of damage right there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I clicked the wrong thing. Damn it. I didn't notice that it had the... Well, that's a little bit of a problem, but... whatever, we'll deal with it later. Obviously, we won't be chasing anybody down in this fight. That's the one thing that we're not going to be taking the second battle on this one. We got like 1 guy left. It's pretty bad. Nope, we're going to pull back and regroup. So we lost 18 fighters. Not bad. 6 varl. That's okay. Renown has grown up quite a tad. We should be able to get ourselves maybe 7 renown. Or something a little bit better. I don't know. Isn't this a damn curiosity? This is the second time I've been sent to find a varl who's heading my direction with humans in tow. What are the dredge doing up here? Gods, does anybody know what's going on around here? They leveled Grofheim to the ground. We've been losing ground for days. Gerunder's in Einhertoft now. They sent me to gather Krumir and the rest from Wormtoe when we ran across this bunch of slag. There's a lot more where they came from. Is this all the varl you've got, Krumir? What have you been doing, eating each other? Many went to Blotzbalger. Are you telling me Grofheim is completely gone? And Vognir's dead. Slag on our heels, the varl you sent off to the north are probably dead too. The world's ending. Come on, this is old news. We're gathering in Einhertoft. That's where we need to go, right now. Wait. Fasalt takes a long moment to look out over the caravan of men, women, and children behind you. Not them. What do you mean, not them? We just saved your ass. Little one, you have no idea how many slag I've butchered in the last few weeks. I don't get in fights I can't win. That includes men who invite themselves to Einhertoft. Damn it, Fasalt, who cares about that? What in the depths happened at Grofheim? Before Fasalt can reply, a low grumble grabs your attention, growing louder by the moment. Even though it's beyond sight, all eyes turn in Grofheim's direction as the rumbling becomes deafening, transforming quickly into crackling and splintering. It's coming closer. Go, shouts Fasalt, taking off towards Einertoft. Don't stop until you reach Hæmborg. Okay. A little bit worried right now. Oh, hell no. What was that? Oh my. What is this? All the dredge on Earth, and now we're dealing with dragons. And spontaneous mountain creation. God. There's orogeny occurring, which isn't nearly as erotic as it sounds. Save us, tiny stone on top of said hill that we've been climbing. Tiny stone's like, I got this. Luckily, it's a stone with laser eyes. Like a kabuki stone. 4 days of supplies left. We're not looking so good right now. After 3 terrifying days of tremors, you reach the godstone of Hæmborg, which is teeming with varl who want to know what's happening. Others busily mend makeshift defenses and set up around the godstone of Hæmborg, creator of the varl. Hold up, pants fast out between long gasps there. We're gonna have to have a talk. You're still standing, well, most of you. Rest up and then move on. A mountain just sank into the earth and something's out there and you're just gonna send us away? I don't know who you are, but you're not going to Einertoft. There's a couple hundred varl here who will back that up. Where are we supposed to go? Back the way we came? We're stuck between 2 mountain ranges. In one direction, a few thousand varl, and the other, an army of dredge and whatever caused the quake. Einertoft is a varl city. This shouldn't be news to a varl. Give it a rest, Fasalt. Don't you recognize who you're talking to? Surprise suddenly flashes across Fasalt's face. The other varl are starting to come closer now. You hear Ingvar being whispered in between them. I think this might be the one person you want to let into Einertoft. The humans come with me. All of them. Fasalt glances between Ivor and Krumir before stalking away, pushing past the mob of curious onlookers. Ivor, who are you? Some other time, Rook. He's probably like he's like their Aragorn. That's what I bet. You spend the rest of the day recovering. Varl come and go in packs, and most of the chatter is about the quake that just sank mountains into the earth. Or the dredge that are still on their way. You hear rumors that a massive chasm opened up where the earth split. Let's inspect the godstone. The little you know about Hæmborg is that he was a disciple of the Loom Mother and had learned to create under her guidance. He created a few beasts but soon became bored with simple animals and began combining man and beast, ending up with the varl. That's the myth anyways. One thing is certain, each varl alive today was created by Hæmborg and now the god is dead. The varl here now are the last ones that will ever exist. A profound sadness washes over you. Krumir is already here. It is good to pay respects, he says, and you both stand there in silence. Give this to Ingvar, he says, turning to leave. It was once his, and that stubborn ass refuses to take it back. Krumir hands you a massive studded belt. Suddenly there's a lot of activity. Word comes from below to retreat to the next village over, and soon you see why. A black shadow is sweeping down the valley from the direction of Grofheim, where the quake or whatever caused it has obliterated the mountainside. On closer inspection, it's a veritable ocean of dredge, more than you imagined possible. In their midst is a towering giant of dredge, blood red from head to toe. You gather your things in short order and join a good many varl, leaving the godstone behind. 20 supplies, and we gain the item Farthing Yord. I don't know what that is, but, you know, we'll take it. Back on our way again. I'm going to pitch a camp right now for just a moment, because we're going to take a look at some of the goods that we have on hand. I think I'm also going to break this episode off a tad short, because I get the feeling that something's about to happen up here that might sort of interrupt this nice punctuation. We've got normal morale. It's our 83rd day. We've got 7 days of supplies remaining. Let's have a look at our hero's tent, and I want to see what Farthing Yord is. It's a studded belt, an elaborate belt first discovered around the waist of a varl who had somehow frozen himself deep within a glacier. It has armor break on it, and it belongs to Ivor. It's useful at level 4, so we probably want to focus on giving that to someone who can shatter armor like Cray, namely one of our archers. If we could drop, what does that do? +3 to armor break. So if we could give that to someone like, say, Alette, or even better, Rook. So if he's got exertion right there, that means with one blow, he'll be able to throw out 9 armor break, which would be a game-ending thing for somebody's tank. I mean, you take 9 armor break in the first turn of combat and then a little bit of supplementary armor break. Very, very nice. I think that's what I may focus on doing with Rook from here on out. So his next level up will go there. His next level up will go there. And then we'll give him the belt. The belt of bashing and armor crashing. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for another episode of the Banner Saga. I apologize if I feel like I'm not talking a lot during these episodes. It's because the game is such a masterpiece that I really want to give it the chance to do its thing. I mean, there's a difference between playing this game by yourself and then showing it off to other people, and I'm trying to strike a proper balance or a proper equilibrium between talking and ruining the mood of the game, although I'm pretty sure I've probably done the latter. I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody, and farewell.